I'll show you how I make the panels in Clip Studio while working on my current Porky project. I have finished my pencil sketches and I want my panels in before getting to the inking part. First I will lower the opacity on this layer, so I see what I'm doing. Basically, panels are layer masks, and Clip Studio has a special type of layer folder for this, called a frame border folder. And selecting the frame border tool, I get access to two sets of panels, one for creating new borders and one for dividing existing ones. I will select the rectangle frame and draw my first panel on the page. You can snap it to the page border or not. I will let you try the other panel shapes by yourself. Let's try something else. You can also start by creating a new frame layer folder from the Layers menu, and this will automatically make one large panel up to your page border. You can see it's a mask because of the blue color outside the frame. You can't draw directly on this because it's a folder with a mask, but through it you can see what's underneath. So, if I make a raster or vector layer inside the folder, I can draw on it and you'll see how the panel works. I will hide this layer for now. Now I want more panels and I have two main options. Just have all panels on the same layer, and you might pick this one if you have trouble handling too many layers, or have every panel as a neat separate folder. First I quickly show you the one layer method. Because I already have this big panel, I want to divide it with the Cut Frame Border tool. And I will pick this dividing method. Divide not folder but frame border. I like how they put a clear description in there. You can make any changes anytime, but you can start with your favorite gutter sizes, meaning the distance between panels. I will cut everything holding Shift so the cuts are horizontal and vertical. So now I have a big mask with holes in it. I'll unhide my drawing layer, and if I draw on this layer that is below the mask, you see what happens. I can make another layer. I can draw continuously and it will only show up through the holes in the mask. All layers in my panels folder are masked by the panel shapes, but the layer with the initial sketch is below outside the folder and it shows through unmasked. Let's delete this and start again. I want to show you now that you don't necessarily need to start with a big panel and divide it. I'll draw the first frame with the frame border tool, and now I have my mask layer. I take care to have this selected, add to selected folder, and continue to draw the panels I need. The panels are white because I kept this setting checked, fill inside the frame, and it automatically added a white fill layer. I'll hide it to see my sketch layer. I will delete this and start again, because I prefer to do it in a more complicated way. I want every panel to have its own folder and layers, because from my experience that makes it easier to move the panels and their content around. But it also creates a lot of layers, so you must take this into account. I will start with one big panel like this, and before cutting it, I will select Divide Frame Folder and duplicate inside layer. Duplicate inside layer. That means that if I want each panel to have a set of layers, I should add them now. Let's add a raster layer for colors. I also like to name all my layers, like this. And a vector layer for the ink lines, like this, character ink. Now let's do the cutting. Each cut creates new panels, and if you look at the layer list, for each panel a new layer folder is created, and each folder already has those two layers for drawing. If you click on a panel, you will see this reflected in the layers list. I will lock this background layer so it won't interfere with my selection. Panel masks are clipped to the objects, so now I can use the Object Operation tool, the little cube, to adjust the shapes of the panels. One more thing I want. Let's collapse this first. I want my panels numbered correctly and in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'll do it quickly. So now I have my panels and I'm ready to ink Porky's adventures in them. But do you know what's another way I can make panels?